Please be seated. In Jesus' time, there was a belief that this pool of water mentioned in the gospel, called Bethesda, had healing properties and that it could change lives of everyone. It was said that every now and then an angel will stir the water. The water will begin to bubble, and the first person in the water would be healed. Just the first person, nobody else. So the men in today's gospel had spent 38 years hoping to be the first. 38 years hoping to be the first in the pool. 38 years is a long time to sit on one's mat. Every day is the same. Waiting, watching, hoping. Not much changes. Sitting on his mat has become a way of life for this man. That is a way of life for him. Be sit down in his mat. We can say that his life is stagnant, that he lives in an illusion, the illusion to be healed, the illusion that the pool and the waters of the pool can heal him. We can say that he is incapable of looking for a change in his life. He just waits and looks, and the opportunity passes. He conforms again and continues waiting, and thus for 38 years of his life pass until Jesus appears. So this man was there, sit down in his mat, even before Jesus was born. Interestingly, Jesus does not help the man get into the water. Instead, he asks a question. Do you want to be made well? After 38 years, do you want to be made well? Or do you want to continue be sit down in your mat for another 20 more years? Do you want to be made well? However, the man does not even say yes to Jesus. His answer is an excuse. Sir, I have no one to put me in the water. When the water bubbles, others get there first in front of me. He's not responding yes. He's giving an excuse. Jesus responds instructively. Stand up, take your mat, and walk. In other words, Jesus is saying, get up. Stop thinking that way. Get up. Stop looking at the same waters all the time. Get up. Walk and look for new opportunities in your life. Get up. You can become a new person, but you have to get up. You cannot just sit there for another 38 years. My dear brothers and sisters, This Sunday, Jesus called us to a new way of being, seeing, thinking, speaking, and acting as individuals, if we also want to change as a society. Bishop Marianne, our bishop, in her statement on the racially profiled shooting in Buffalo, told us last week that for 400 years, Americans have wrestled with the original sin of racism. The original sin, he called it. Original sin of racism. And every time a life is lost to the murderous ideology of racism, we lose a bit of our soul. We can say that as a society, like the men in the gospel, we have accepted the status quo. We have been sitting and waiting for everything to change in our society, as if by magic, and not doing much, if anything at all, to actually bring about the change. It is like we expect that a change in mentality that promotes the false doctrine of white supremacism can just happen. So we sit on our mats and wait. We make no effort to change. It even seems like, as a society, we do not listen to the voice of Jesus, inviting us to stand up and get out of a comfort zone or indifference. At times, we seem as society complacent. Bishop Marianne also reminds us the word of the Dr. Martin Luther King, nearly 60 years ago, after an act of domestic terrorism that killed 4 young black women. She said, according to Dr. King, in their death, they say to all of us, black and white alike, that we must substitute courage for caution. They say to us that we must be concerned not merely about who murdered them, but about the system, the way of life, the philosophy that produces the murders. My dear brothers and sisters, the invitation this Sunday is to know how to listen, to know how to see and act. The invitation for us is to get up from that stretchers in our life and start walking as Christians and as a society. Amen.